Good afternoon, students. I am Alka, your home science teacher. I hope you all are well. So, come on the point. Your next chapter of home science is food, nutrition, health, and fitness. So, come on the first slide. The first part is your introduction. So, the onset of adolescence brings with it many profound changes. The growth rate speeds up dramatically. This growth spurt occurs due to the activity or hormones that affect every organ of the body, and this makes healthy eating very important. The nutrient needs rise throughout childhood, peak in adolescence, and then level off or even diminish as the teenager becomes an adult. The saying you are what you eat seems to be proven too. We eat different kinds of food such as dal, chapati, bread, rice, vegetables, milk, lassi, etc. All these different kinds of food provide us with nutrients to keep us healthy and active. So, it is important to know what food to eat in order to stay healthy. The science of food and nutrients and their action on our health is called nutrition. So, nutrition and health, in fact, are two sides of the same coin. They are therefore inseparable. Health depends to a large extent on nutrition, and nutrition depends on the food intake. So, food is the most important single factor for health and fitness. Let us define and describe food, nutrition, health, and fitness. First is your food. Food can be defined as anything solid or liquid which, when swallowed, digested, and assimilated in the body, provides it with essential substances called nutrients and keep it well. It is the basic necessity of life. Food supplies energy, enable growth and repair of tissues and organs. It also protects the body from disease and regulate body functions. So next is your nutrition. Nutrition is defined as the science of foods, nutrients and other substances they contain and of their actions within the body, including ingestion, digestion, absorption, metabolisms and excretion. While these summarize the physiological dimensions, nutrition has social, psychological and economic dimensions too. So next is your nutrients. Nutrients are the constituents in food that must be supplied to body in suitable amounts. These includes carbohydrate, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, water and fiber. We need a wide range of nutrients to keep ourselves healthy. Most foods contain more than one nutrient, such as milk has protein, fats, etc. Nutrients can be classified as macronutrient and macronutrients on the basis of the required quantity to be consumed by us every day. So next is your balanced diet. A balanced diet is one which provides a variety of foods in adequate amounts and correct proportion to meet the day's requirements of all essential nutrients such as proteins, carbohydrate, fats, vitamin, minerals, water and fiber. Such a diet helps to promote and preserve good health and also provide a safety margin or reserve of nutrient to withstand short duration of deprivation when they are not supplied by the diet. The safety margin takes care of the days we fast or the short term deficiency of certain nutrients in the daily diet. If the balanced diet meets the recommended dietary allowances, that is RDA, for individual, then the safety margin is already included since RDAs are formulated keeping extra allowances in the mind. So, recommended dietary allowances is equal to requirements plus margin of safety. A balanced diet takes care of following aspects such as includes a variety of food items, meets the RDA for all nutrients, and last one is your include nutrients in correct proportion. Next, it provides a safety margin for nutrients. It promotes and preserves good health and it maintains acceptable body weight for height. The next topic is your health and fitness. How they are related to each other. So, according to the World Health Organization, that is WHO, health is a state of complete physical, emotional, and social well being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. This definition has remained unchanged since 1948. So, physical health is probably the most easily understood aspect. Mental health can be defined as a state of emotional and physiological well being in which an individual is able to use his her cognitive and emotional capabilities, function in the society, and meet the ordinary demands of everyday life. The next is your physical fitness. Physical fitness is good bodily health. It is the result of regular exercise, proper diet and nutrition, and proper rest of physical recovery. The term physical fitness is used in two ways. First is your general fitness, a state of health and well being, and second is your specific fitness, a task oriented definition based on the ability to perform specific aspect of the sport occupation. Physical fitness is capacity of a heart, blood vessels, lungs and muscles to function at optimal efficiency. Physical fitness is now defined as the body's ability to function efficiently and effectively in work and leisure activities, to be healthy, to resist disease and to meet emergency situations. So, fitness is fitness can also be divided into five categories, that is aerobic fitness, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility and body composition. Being fit prepares one to meet mental and emotional challenges. The next topic is your using basic food groups for planning balanced diet. Food can be grouped on the basis of the predominant nutrients present in them. This classification varies from one country to another depending on many factors. The five food group classification is used in India as a guide to meal planning. Many factors have been considered while compiling these groups, such as availability of food, cost, meal pattern, and deficiency or illness prevalent. Not all foods in each group are equal to their nutrient content. That is why a variety of foods from each group should be included in the diet. There are five basic food groups suggested by Indian Council of Medical Research, that is ICMR. These include cereals, grains and products, pulses and legumes, milk and meat products, fruit and vegetables, fat and sugars. So this is the picture. These all are the five food groups. First is your bread, cereal and pasta. Second is your fruits and vegetables. Third is your meat and fish. Fourth is your milk and dairy. And fifth is your fats, oil and sweets. Next is your food guide pyramid. The food guide pyramid is graphic depictions of daily food guide. The illustrations was designed to depict variety, moderation and also proportions. The size of each section represents the number of daily servings recommended. The broad base at the bottom conveys the message that grain should be evident and form the foundation of the healthy diet. Fruits and vegetables appear at the next level, showing that they have less prominent but still important place in the diet. Meats and milks appear in a smaller band near the top. A few servings each can contribute valuable nutrients such as protein, vitamins, and minerals without too much fat and cholesterol. Fats, oils, and sweets occupy the tiny apex, indicating that they should be used separately. So, alcoholic beverages do not appear in the pyramid, but they do. If consumed, should be limited. Items such as spices, coffee, tea, and diet soft drinks provide few, if any, nutrients, but can add flavor and pleasure to meal when used judiciously. The daily food guide plan and food guide pyramid emphasize grain, vegetable, and fruits. These are all plant foods. Some 75% of day serving should come from these three groups. This strategy helps all people obtain complex carbohydrate, fiber, vitamins, minerals with little fat. It also makes diet planning for vegetarians easier. So this is your food pyramid. So last one, let's start with your bread, cereal and potatoes, which contain 4 serving. The second portion is fruit and vegetable, which contain 4 serving. The third portion is milk, cheese and dairy, that contains 3 serving. And the fourth position is meat, fish, and alternative that contain 2 small serving. And last one is your fat, oils, and confectionery that is sparingly occasionally. Okay. Next is your vegetarian food guide. Vegetarian diets rely mainly on plant foods, green, vegetable, legumes, fruits, seeds, and nuts. Some vegetarian diets include eggs, milk products, or both. People who do not eat meats or milk product can still use the daily food guide to create an adequate diet. The food groups are similar and the number of serving remains the same. Vegetarian can select alternative to meat such as legumes, seeds, nuts, tofu, and for those who eat them, eggs, legumes, and the least 1 cup of dark leafy greens help to supply the iron that meat usually provides. Vegetarian who do not cow's milk can use soya milk, a product made from soybeans that provides similar nutrients if it has been fortified with calcium, vitamin D, and vitamin B12. The pyramid is an outline of what to eat each day. It is not a right prescription but a journal guide that lets you choose a helpful diet that is right for you. The pyramid calls for eating a variety of food to get the nutrients you need and at the same time the right amount of calories to maintain a healthy weight. So, next part is your dietary patterns in adolescence. What they contain. Adolescence healthy eating is a vital for teenager health and well-being. The nutritional need of adolescents vary tremendously, but generally increase due to rapid growth and changes in body composition that occur during puberty. Adequate nutrition is vital for ensuring overall emotional and physical health. Good eating habits help prevent chronic illness in the future, including obesity, heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. So, while concern it is often expressed over the habit of eating between meals, it has been shown that teenager obtains substantial nourishment from foods eaten outside of the traditional meals. The choice of foods they make is of greater importance than the time or place of eating. Emphasis should be placed on fresh vegetables and fruits as well as whole grain products to complement the foods high in energy value and protein that they commonly choose. So, what are the commonly adopted eating habits of adolescents and why they are important to recognize? Understanding diet patterns will help us to be better prepared to evaluate the nutritional adequacy of diet and ensure that they are meeting the minimum requirement to maintain health and well-being. Among the more common eating idiosyncrasies include skipping meals, consuming fast food in a routine way, avoiding fruits and vegetables, snacking frequently, and dieting. By addressing each of these issues individually, you can ensure that you are meeting the minimum nutritional requirements. So, irregular meals and skipping meals. The number of meal teenagers miss and eat away from the home increase early adolescence to late adolescence, reflecting the growing need for independence and time away from home. The evening meal appears to be most regularly eaten meal of the day. Girls are found to skip the evening meal, as well as breakfast and lunch, more often than boys. In some homes, limited resources, the adolescents may not even receive adequate number of meals or amount the nutrient deficiency. So, second is your snacking. Snacking is probably a survival technique for teens. Snacking does not have to be a bad habit. It can help maintain energy level, particularly in active and growing adolescents. Many adolescents fail to eat 3 regular meals per day because of the skipping meal factor. Thus, snacking can actually be beneficial to ensure adequate take of essential nutrients. However, surviving only on snacks is harmful to health. Next is your fast food. Adolescents, particularly in urban areas, are more apt to eat fast food because it is convenient and typically a social affair, and they may believe it is fashion for of the day. Fast food is often packed with fat and empty calories. We should make smart food choices even when visiting fast food restaurants. So table 2 is on your book, okay, that I will send you in next session. Dieting, next is your dieting. Obesity is becoming a crucial problem among adolescents. Intervention is needed to maintain ideal body weight among the entire population. If this is not maintained, 80% of them will stay overweight as adults. This can put them at risk for many medical problems, including diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and sleep apnea, that is the sleep disorder. So, modifying diet related behavior for adolescents. How to modify the diet behavior of the adolescents? It is easier for us to change lifestyle and diet patterns if we are convinced that we want to do so. What are the ways in which adolescents can modify their own behavior? The next section tells us more about how to adopt healthy dietary practices. Limiting television viewing. First is your limiting television viewing. Television viewing should be limited about 1 or 2 hours each day. It is enough 1 or 2 hours per day. Second is healthy eating habits. Eat 3 balanced meals of average size each day plus 2 nutritional snacks. One must try to skip meals. Next is your snacks. Snacks should include low calorie foods such as raw fruits or vegetables. Avoid using high calorie or high fat food for snacks, especially potato chips, biscuit and fried foods. Of course, favorite snacks can be consumed once in a while, but this should not be made a habit. And next, drinking water. Drinking 4 to 6 glasses of water each day. Water has no calories and it would create a feeling of fullness. Avoid drinking soft drinks and fruit juices too frequently as they are high energy, 150 to 170 calorie per serving. Next is your diet journal. It helps to keep a weekly journal of food and beverage intake and also of amount of time that is spent in watching television, playing video games and exercising. Recording body weight each week is good practices. Next is exercise. This is essentially for health life. Participating in extracurricular activities such as sport help to keep activity levels high. And next is your substance use and abuses. Substance use and abuses in adolescence is a public health problem of major significance and concern. The substances most widely abused by adolescents are tobacco, alcohol, and marijuana and other addictive drugs. So adolescents should be keep away from all these drug abuses. So this is all for the today. I hope you understood all the lecture. Thank you so much.